Now go up. Now you're locked. You're locked.
Holy does that move fast?
Let's go.
Good morning, welcome back. We are in the shop. Today is a very big day. You can see we have the Ranger. It is all bagged up. We're ready to go. The box is ready. Today's the day for our final primer on this. All the other parts are up at the booth. They're all getting done, but this has got to stay here. So we're gonna end up shooting this one here today. I'll get that done later this afternoon, but this morning we get to put some of this back together and hopefully get to cycle the new suspension. We've got everything all cut out from up inside of here. Opened up our pockets a little bit because going from the 6s to the 7s, oh, I guess I can take these off. Going from the 6s to the 7s, we need a little bit more space, even though they're SS7s, they don't expand as much. We wanna just make sure we got enough room. We eliminated the old school bump stop. I cut that out of there and got rid of the rivets, so it gives me an extra little bit of lockup. The back end is all in and ready to go. So today we're getting ready. We're gonna mount the new cups right here, which Trevor finished putting the old school piece back onto the new plates. So they're ready. So I'm gonna get those in here first thing this morning and get the front end all put back together, get the lines connected, then we're good that way. The back end, new pan hards in, all the bag mounts, everything's all in. It's all rough right now. Once we cycle, and we know we're good, we're gonna throw the rims and tires on, put the wires on, and we've done it a few times in the car. We wanna do it with the weight on the car. If we're good, this all comes out, she all gets welded up this weekend, and then this thing is ready to go. So this is gonna be an absolutely phenomenal day. Can't wait to get working on this thing and get this thing all buttoned up and just see how low it sits and see how high lockup we get. I hope you guys are having the best day ever. Make it the best day ever, and we'll see you in a bit.
Let's go.
Sweet, okay, lines back in. Just gotta tighten that down. Gotta tighten the nut up on top to hold the cup into place. We're all tight down here on the bag plate, ball joints, everything. This is just gonna be to get it on the ground, check articulation, and make sure that we have enough clearances all the way around. And then we'll pull it all back out, clean everything up. It's already cleaned up metal-wise. I'll just go around and we'll paint everything, get all that stuff touched up, Loctite everything. I just want to make sure this thing's going to articulate and nothing else is going to be in the way and that we're really good on the front. So we're going to finish this side up, we'll do the other side, and then we'll move to the rear. This time around, we're going to make sure we have these right. A couple videos before, we're doing it just for mock-up, so we had the reds and whites back and forth. And we got red on the right side, white on the left. Always make sure you're directional. There are mishaps that happen. Color codes are a good thing. Also not gonna put all the hardware on. Only need a couple of lug nuts to hold it. We're not driving it anywhere today. We're literally just checking articulation.
Let's go.
All right, well, we're good here right now. We are literally just mounting the new SS7s. Wow, that was really close to my face. That's a lot of nose. SS7s, fittings. We're just getting the other airline, this airline, and this one is all connected, ready to go. As soon as this one's up and in place and the air fitting's in, we're good to go there. Everything on the front is all buttoned up. Tires, rims, wheels, we got plenty of clearance, so we're gonna cycle. And as soon as we get this done, drive shaft's just hung up for now. We do have the conversion U-joint to go to this rear end to here, so we can put that in when we're done. Once we cycle this stuff here in the next half an hour, then if we know we're good, then everything can be all pulled apart, welded, ready to go, and then I'll get everything all cleaned up, primed, painted, and done. And then all we have to finish doing is do the new brake line, tack in the fuel line once we put the tank back in, or we'll reroute the fuel line because the bridge and everything's gonna be kind of in the way, so we're just gonna reroute it so it's nowhere near it, and we should be good. Can't wait, it's gonna be awesome to see this thing on the ground. It's gonna be sick. Super excited, like this isn't even this might be the lift I get out of the back end here. We don't know. These bags extend to 12 inches, collapse to 3, just under, so you get about 9. I have to remember that my exhaust right now is underslung under the rear end to allow travel. So I might not get the full extension, which is why I have the limiting shocks on it to keep me from ever doing that, because there's not a lot of room. There's no room actually up on top of the axle to run the exhaust. So if I have to, I can do what a lot of other guys do, and they come through here in the lowrider scene, because there is actually machined holes on the inside of the boxed 55 Chevy frames. There's holes up in here, right there. So what guys do is they end up coming out of here, 90 into here, and then they're out into this area here, and they just come down with a dropout just on an angle in front of the rear wheels. And that's how a lot of guys get 3-wheel action, and they can extend really high. They can't have the exhaust in the back. So exhaust is not my concern. That is something that we can bend up at the end. I'm not worried about it. If my original pipes work, great. If they don't care. Not worried. This is all new. Time for a little change. So, but we're looking really good. Everything's fitting, clearance is on. These babies look absolutely beautiful. So super excited on that. But we'll get the other fitting into the other bag, and then we're ready to pump some air into it. I'm not gonna worry about running the compressors. We'll just hook up the big compressor. I have fittings on my tanks that allow me to hook up an air hose and fill, or do that and then fill somebody else's tire if they have a flat. So we're just gonna pump all that air into there, make it simple, and put some power to the switches and see what she does. This should be fun. So while we're playing around and Trevor's grabbing the one extra fitting we need, I am curious to see and make sure we have enough clearance for this handle on my fender skirts. I had clearance before on the bigger tires. God, that rubber seal just doesn't last long on these things. I have to get some new seals for these poor skirts. They just take a beating in there. So, but let's see what we got. Everything's gonna need to be cleaned up and wiped down and blown off for sure. Into the hole. So there's 2 tabs up on the top of these ones for your 55 to 57 Chev. There's 2 tabs up here on your inner lips, and that's where these things mount into. Keeps everything in place. 4 doors don't fit 2 doors, 2 doors don't fit 4 doors. And then this goes into a little bracket right there and just swings up into place. And I've got a lot of space. So I've got a ton. So that's the bracket and my rim, and I got plenty of space, so that's good. And that's how they're held in there. So then when this thing's up and collapsed, you'll probably only see maybe this much of the rim. Which is how it was on the white wall tires too. It was buried in the back where you'd only see the thick white wall, and that was really about it in the candied rims. So you would think I'd be gaining, the geometry on this is pretty much gonna sit almost exactly where it needs to be, exactly the same with the other tires based on everything that we've done, which is good because that's where I had my ride height, and that's where I was really good on the drive line and my drive shaft and my pinion angle. It's gonna be deceiving automatically with the other tires to these 13s from the 15s. I'm losing 1 3/4 inches, almost 1 7/8 inches, just in solid size wise. So that's almost, you know, 1 inch worth of drop right off the bat. But we're actually kind of changed it a little bit better when we did the bridge and not so high up and in, and so we should be really good. If my driving height is a little bit higher than what it was, I'm okay with that for cruising. I don't need to be really low. I don't live near interstates or 400 series highways where it's like butter smooth. I live up north in the country, and we got great roads and they are smooth, but they do have dips and there's animals and all kinds of stuff, and I'd really rather not be that close to the ground. And I need to get in and out of parking lots and my own yard and laneway, and it's a bit of an angle. I want to make sure that we're okay that way. I was very lucky to find these. They took me a few years to find a good set of skirts. They're not very common on the 4 doors around here in Canada. So I do have a set of 2-door ones that I picked up just in case they happen to work or I had to modify them. So I do have a 2-door set, but I'm very happy and lucky I've got a hold of those things. So I might change the paint on them and do something different design wise, but it's gonna be interesting. It'll be cool to see. I'm just happy they fit and there's enough clearance.
A few moments later.
That's 140. Okay, 140. Yeah. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 140. 150 right there. Kill it. Okay.
Yes. Moment of truth, right?
Okay.
Your belt. Yeah. Okay.
So what do we want to do first, the back or the front?
Just give it a bump with the rear. Go for it.
So that's empty.
Yeah.
Holy
More.
does that move fast? Ooh, that's fast. Those bags pop quick, man. That shakes the whole car. Ready to go? Going down.
So right about there, whatever that pressure is,
Yeah.
that will be your ride height.
That'll be ride height, you think?
That's panhard is level. That's about half travel in your bag.
Okay, well, I'm nowhere near the tunnel, so that's good.
One more hold on here. I forgot.
What else we got?
I got a ratchet strap holding the car to the hoist.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Give her another lick. Yeah.
Keep going?
Yeah, if you want.
What are you thinking?
It looks good.
If I hit it again, are we maxed out?
We're close, I think. Hit it again. Okay, whoa.
That's max?
I'm gonna get a tape measure in there. So preliminary test there, everything looks great.
Yep,
That rear-
so far so good.
she's a little quick.
That's fast. It snaps hard. The front end definitely won't move that fast. The rear end, the pinion angle here is really not on that crazy of an angle. And we got so much space, even when it's aired out, we're fine.
That's awesome.
It snaps hard.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot higher than what I was before.
Was it?
Oh, Jesus, God, yeah, that's like 2 or 3 inches higher than what I was before.
So, right there, you're at. That bag is 10 inches fully extended.
So we're maxed. And look at where my exhaust is.
You'll still fit it under, I think.
I can still totally fit my pipes in. Yay! 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 All right.
That's fully locked out. That's 10 inches of lift.
How are we clearance-wise on the... No, yeah, we'll be all right. Okay. All right, so, moment of truth. And what did that take to actually fill it? So I'm at $130. I was at 150.
20 pounds.
So 20 pounds to get max lift.
You have 6.5 inches of clearance on the back frame off the ground.
That's way more than what I had before.
Yeah.
That's almost 2 inches more than what I had.
You have 6.5. So if you
Yeah.
tap it down slowly, and I'll tell you when your panhard's about when we set it up to the half travel.
Okay, rears.
Little more, right about there. That's half travel. That's where your pinion's gonna be good.
Yeah, and our knuckle, we're like 3 inches away from the tunnel here.
And you're there exactly 4 inches of ride height.
That's 4 inches?
Yeah, that's 4 inches of ride height right there, which is with 13s. That the front? You tapping the front up?
I want to put more air in it.
All right, Adam's in the car. We got this GoPro mounted underneath here.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, no, just give it a good tap.
Both at the same time?
Yeah, hit a good lick. Okay. Okay, let that down again. Just take... Okay, you're on the hoist there.
Yeah.
So just give it a second here. Now that is only with... You've only got 104, now there's 140 PSI. So I will have these tanks with 180, if not a bit more in it. If you actually hit the lick again and do that, I want to get the trunk. Okay, go for it.
Ready? Up.
Yep. Perfect.
Down or no?
Yeah, you can let her down if you want.
Pump the front up. We can pull the hoist arms out.
Well, I just want to make sure our articulation, before we do that, I want to make sure the articulation on this thing is okay, because if it happens to drop, we'll never get her off the fucking ground to lift it up. Okay, tell me when.
Go down.
You want to go down?
Yeah. Okay. Now go up. Up.
Jesus.
Go up. Up. Now you're locked. You're locked.
So that's my upper control arms now hitting the top of the frame horn.
That's your upper control arm hitting the frame.
Because I took out, so that's where I took out those bump stop brackets and drilled the rivets out. So now if I want to change the upper control arms and do a taller ball joint, I can actually get more lift.
You gotta do some control arm work if you want any more lift than that.
So are they both touching now equally?
You're hitting on that side. And actually, you're hitting more on the driver's side than you are the passenger.
Okay, so.
We're gonna have to change that bolt.
Okay.
Because the bag's hitting the bolt.
Yep.
Okay, and we are tons of room around that bag. That's definitely a job for maybe next winter. He's gonna ride and he's pumping out some pretty good lift on the front here.
That's 7 inches of wheel lift. Like I get to full lock, like that's insanely fast.
You have no shock, so it bounces a bit on you, but
I'm okay with that. I love that feeling. So where are my tires? See, the other thing is when I'm airing out, because we're still on the hoist, we're not hitting the wheel lift.
no, we're not even close. You're
So that's bags empty,
this far up.
and we're still on.
We're on the right path.
We are on the right path.
Little few minor things to fix, but we kind of knew that.
So what do we have on the front?
What do you mean?
So we've got that bolt we've got to take care of.
Bolt, and that's it.
But everything else clearance-wise looks okay?
Bolt and shocks. Put shocks on.
Yeah. See what the shocks do?
Everything else looked good up in the cup. Like I could put my hand up in there. Everything was good.
Okay.
But on the rear, everything looks good. So the rear, we have to blast it apart.
Yeah.
I gotta weld the links, weld the top of the frame,
Yeah.
and figure out some shock mounts.
Sweet.
And then she's good.
And then we have to drive it to make sure.
But
We can't take it anywhere anyways.
can't do anything for a bit.
We can take it down the street and back. But that's about it.
Oh, just can hard tabs. Got to be welded in.
Yep. But this is the thing. So all that stuff now can be just pulled out and done.
I can pull it out and weld it.
Perfect. Yay.
And then that'll be done, and then we get a coat of paint on it for now until we encapsulate it.
Yep.
And then it's on to the next.
Sweet. She needs a bath. She's dirty. I wonder how much air is actually in these tires because they've been put together since September now. I'll have to check them. So the front is on lock. So I've got 7 inches, 7 to 7.25 from top of tire to top of wheel well.
Yeah.
Whee! So I'm still gonna drag tailpipe the way it is right now. So that's locked up. So if you come out and look at it now with the front end in the air. So yeah, come out here and look at this now.
Exiting.
So, seeing as my pipes are right here,
Yeah, you're still gonna.
like I'm literally not going to be able to air out fully because when I'm in full Cali style, it's not going to happen.
You're still 2 or 3 inches off the ground.
So when I'm riding Cali and I have the front end up as high as I can right now, this is as far as I can go. Hence why I said if we can still use the pipes, I want to weld in some kind of drag bar in the back to stop me from destroying my pipes anymore. It hits fast in the back end, man. Even the front, I'm kind of curious now. Let's turn the compressor. God, there's so much lift in that. So much lift in this thing now.
Ain't no.
Just curious.
Yeah. See the bottom of the rim.
So basically, when it's off the hoist, she'll go a little bit more, maybe another inch, and that's it, because it's gonna be on the pipes or whatever we build. So it'll be there, which basically is what I saw on the old tire. I only saw the white wall.
Yeah, so you're both same.
A few moments later.
So if you're wondering what we just did, we just took the hoist arms out and it's on the frame now. So she lays right out and we've got a little bit here. We got about fingertip, about a ½ inch worth of room up front, which is fine because you can't drive anywhere. It's on the frame anyway, so you can't steer anyways. You ain't driving anywhere. And the back end she's on the frame all the way down, so this is perfect. So that is great. This thing lays out.
Our math.
Yeah, the math is mathing on this one. This is perfect.
Drive shaft go up in the tunnel good? We just gotta do a little...
Yeah, we'll just have to do a little bit on the tunnel, and which is totally fine. Everything else we have plenty, like we got full clearance all the way.
Yeah.
It's just right at the knuckle. It's literally at the knuckle, so we're fine there. And that leaves me room for my exhaust, so I'm not hitting. Down in here, that leaves me room for my pipe, so we're not hitting that way. And then when this thing's up riding Cali, it drags and we got full lockup on the front. I'd say that's great success.
That's a win.
Great success.
Sweet.